Oh, maybe just try to work the map a little bit more, but we will see on this pistol round what this state of the game is going to be like. I'm so excited.
Just a few seconds away. As you mentioned, Catnappers is starting off on the attacking side, while EVO will have to figure out how they want to approach their own pacing and their own timing. We talked about how fast this likely will be. 4 out of the 5 members of the attack are currently creeping up towards B.
Yeah, here comes the site execute. Stealth bot being used, but there's a lot of follow-up utility here, and that door is broken early on here, so the breach is able to rotate, and this Viper wall could be disastrous.
The smoke out towards Worm. They get behind the wall, dumping some of that utility out. Gabby feeling some of the pressure early on. The question is now for Catnappers, do you scale or do you try to tuck back in? Scaling seems to be the plan, seems to be the name of the game. The paranoia out as Gabby's blinded, can't see a damn thing, but EVO still manages to hold the line. What a pistol for the defense.
Very impressive defensive fortifications there. I mean, the crossfire that they had in water worked to perfection, and yeah, it was a little shaky. Some of the shots were being whiffed, but when you're in such bad spots like Catnappers were in, kind of forced to have to push water with that paranoia, yeah, it lands. It's still just so hard to actually get those kills, especially with that follow-up breach utility, the Tejo, and the raise in that broken door. So a strong start from EVO, not giving any first bloods over to Catnappers, and I think that's going to be the recipe for their success.
Decent also, investment on the side of Catnappers for Sheriffs.
Yeah, a big investment, Doug, and this outlaw is going to do some damage. That lurk is already shut down, and it's the same default as the pistol round for EVO, right? It's just a 2-1-2. Teo playing towards B site and double controllers on C for full delay, but that's a big way into the C bomb site.
There's still a whole lot to be done, but you're right. A little bit of the pressure has been resolved. It's just going to be really hard. I mean, obviously the success of this round is contingent upon whether or not they're able to find picks, much like the one they found on C with the Sheriffs, and that's just much easier said than done.
Yeah, you're still going to be running into this outlaw. That outlaw's doing so much work. It's the power of the raise as well. This is why EVO decided to pick the character, is that stall on the grenade.
Zoe feeling some of the pressure. Satchel's back. Nova is there to greet. A little tip-tap of the ghost. Allura is dead, waiting for the next round.
Yeah, 2 angles to have to worry about. A great rotation from Nova there, and now you're able to reposition. Zoe still with that outlaw in hand. Can't connect, but the threat is there. The threat is looming, and there's not much you can do right now for Cat. You kind of just pray that Sage pops off, but look at the time, Doug. It's just way too low.
Yeah, I mean,
10 seconds
they are trying to get every single grain of sand through this hourglass. And all the kills go the way of EVO. Again, they invested a little bit, tried to get Sheriffs to convert into a thrifty round win. Ultimately not the case. And a rough start for Catnappers, all things considered. But now they're in a position where they can fight back. You take a look at the purchase for Evolution as they carry over from the last round. This is not a potent bonus by any means, Trey.
Yeah, but that outlaw can still do so much damage, and it's been 2 rounds in a row that Zoe has been playing towards that A side of the map. And when you're looking at the mini-map right now, the reposition to go to C, look at the light armor buys from the side of Cat. 2 of those members, if Sage or Magneto get picked off early on here, could be kind of damaging.
Oh, they know where the outlaw is now. Aware of the rotation, Norris on the cross, Sage is on the board.
Yeah, but that raise nade did so much chip damage. A lot of these members are low, and that's what can make these scrappy guns of Evolution do some work in this round.
Still a lot to be done though, Cabby. Greeting. Looking for a second, will not find it. And Catnapper should be able to get the spike down, barring Zoe's heroics. The first shot goes just a bit wide, but the second is true.
Lilac and Allura are both, actually all the members of Catnappers are all one shot to that outlaw.
Gotta be cautious now. There is a window, as you were mentioning, for EVO to get through this. Beautiful swing out from Catnappers. But it falls down to an 1v1. Like you mentioned, weak. One shot of the outlaw is all it will take, but grenades out. So we finding a time to cross. The shot connects. The defuse will come through. The bonus for Evolution.
Such smart play out of Zoe. I mean, changing positions, going towards that C area, understanding that they showed a couple of the rounds prior, right? Just a small micro change like that, and we're seeing the power of the Raze nade as well. Getting that chip damage down, allowing that Outlaw to secure the round win. Now you have a showstopper online. Now you have a healthy buyout of everybody. Evolution have really put themselves in such a good spot to further this lead. And Catnappers, there hasn't really been much that you can do about it. I mean, you've kind of gotten outplayed in the pistol round and the bonus. It's such a rough start.
Yeah, this is what you're looking to avoid to kick off a series, especially one with a nature such as this, where elimination is on the cards. And as an IGL, you're down 3 rounds now. You're back on a pistol. You haven't really found any success on either side. Trying to claw your way through this already feels pretty bad.
Oh, but that's a great entry. ISO shield is still online. But look at tail ult used.
A tail hold, Zoe pops the rocket, and it's all delay. It's all stalled. The spike is going to be rotating back towards A. How much attention can be drawn?
Good bait, but oh my goodness. Zoe is just on fire right now, Doug. This is some ridiculous Raze gameplay on this map of Lotus. But like you said, the rotation came into A site. It's a free bomb plant. And now it's left up to Alora, who's kind of just fishing for a fight in front B. If there could be a pick gathered from this Teo, maybe the retake will turn disastrous.
Maybe, but also the defense has a bunch of weapons. You still have Breach and Tejo up with the stun and the missiles out. The first stun has already been used. Yeah, and I imagine that's really the approach you want to have when you know that you're going up against Sheriffs, but we'll see if they're able to convert it into a round success. Spike has been ticking for a little while now. Laura's going to have the missiles to delay. The tap of the defuse. Zoe has gotten it to half. One's going to be the tip of the spear. Swinging out, getting the kills. It's only gotten to half. Time's really short. What about has to get on it? Hold it. Huh? Oh my gosh. 0.39.
Down to the wire, but we found some brightness in that eco round for Catnappers. I mean, understanding that they can manipulate rotations and get free bomb sites is kind of going to play a factor in the head of evolution, like you were saying. I feel like this is something that can be abused. The problem is for Catnappers is their composition is kind of based around just full executing onto a site, and they're working the map really well. So I feel like they're geared up here towards a full C hit, but look at the defensive setup. It's a full fight here with Teo to support.
Gabby trying to hide behind the mound. Position still concealed. That one-way dealt a little bit. Help deal Gabby, deal a little bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough. Now, into the gulag, Sage goes. Risk the shield, Sage connects. Double tap, scoop back up, and now the rest of the hit is on Z.
C-Site has been the bright spot for these first bloods for Catnappers, and this retake is going to be just extremely hard. I mean, you're going to have to pray that Catnappers kind of overextend and give 1v1s, and I just feel like, yeah, the triple face is going to be too strong. It's those little things where like, look, a 5v3, we've seen those thrown so many times. I mean, it's not a foregone conclusion, but you got to give the credit to Catnappers, as you were mentioning, the discipline with like triple facing, not giving ones, making sure you're securing the round. Those are situations where teams get lost, and Catnappers did it exceptionally well. Yeah, even on that fight into CT as well, all members taking that fight, and this is the power of the ISO, right? You get those first bloods because of that shield. It's just so damning to play against. It's so annoying. I mean, it's honestly just cringe. Let's just say it how it is, Doug. The fact that a character can have a shield, and if you don't instantly get the second shot follow-up, you're going to drop. That ult as well, just understanding that, okay, now we can just run on the C site, and even if I lose the 1v1, I mean, that character is just eliminated from the server. So,
bro, you're speaking like someone who has lost way too many duels to ISO.
I have.
I'm just saying, I'm not trying to put you on blast, but it sounds like you've got some like some baggage there.
I got some beef. Yeah, I'm definitely hate watching the ISO pick, but it's another C side default for Catnappers. But look at my Nico here. He's been holding the C space. It's a front B walk up though.
Yeah, this is danger. Gabby's tucked. Snappy. I don't know that it's going to be enough. Gabby with 3. And remember, Gabby was concealed for the longest time.
EVO was so willing to play that retake on the C side. It's not over yet, though. Here's that shield.
Sage has a shot at this. The double tap causes problems. Spike has been scooped up, instantly dropped down. Gabby gets 4. EVO continue to pile it on.
I gotta dive into what EVO just did in that round on the defensive side. They were willing to play full retake on C because of all that Viper delay utility, and then push up A and B and just crunch at the same time. It was so masterfully done. It worked to perfection, honestly. And Gabby gets that Clove ultimate online because of it. That was a Guardian, kind of like a bit of a scrappy buy from EVO into that round because of just how things have been going in the state of the economy. But now, again, answering back and getting the Outlaw online too, and now a 1-3-1 setup. C-site default again for Catnappers. It has been a little bit of a point of success, but look at the front B.
Allura down to 10 HP already. Hey, Zoe has not missed very much at all.
I feel like most of the kills have come through from that Outlaw as well. It just seems to be in Zoe's hands permanently. So much threat there. Now,
And I honestly
has been gathered, yeah.
I love how Zoe plays this too, because shows presence on one side of the map, does a little damage, rotates to the other side of the map. It seems like Zoe's a step ahead every time. Rocket has been popped, and oh my gosh, Nora. 0 shot for Lilac.
What's traded though? Now that Teo Armageddon will be used to delay the plant.
So many ults invested into this. Zoe finally getting dealt with. Sage and the rest of Catnappers will push forward. 4v2. All on.
Oh!
What?
Disgusting!
And now the Rolling Thunder will pave the way. They've gotten it down to a 2v1. There's no way. 5 HP? A disaster for Catnappers. How do you resolve this? It was a 2v4 that has completely slipped out of their hands. Can they pull up the clutch? No, the defuse comes through. The timing's not great. The kills will land, but the round goes the way of EVO.
Yeah, Catnappers did a really good job of kind of pausing the round once they gathered that A site and just waiting for the mistakes of EVO. But what was that monstrous round out of Cloudsy?
Is that a 2v4?
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Those shots that were hit and then getting the Breach ultimate online to follow it up. Winning the 1v1 against Sage, who has honestly looked really good in those duels. Absolutely massive from the defensive side. EVO have been playing this defensive side of Lotus masterfully. Now gathering the A-Orb and another change of setup. The Teo here to support the Viper's Pit at C, but it's all members of Catnappers on B. Gabby might get overwhelmed.
Very well played by Gabby. Clears the drone and then gets out. Doesn't overstay their welcome. Doesn't overcommit. We're talking about a Clove with ult, by the way.
Yep. And if that's going to come in to effect in the retake as well. We saw how strong Gabby was. What are these shots doing?
20 HP. Lilac responds with a pretty filthy shot of their own. Gabby's going to try to find a little timing. Meanwhile, Cloudsy's been dealt with. Sage has been one of the few bright spots on the side of Catnappers, not just because of the name, but the rotation back towards C is messy. You're going to have to push Norabora out of this. And I don't know if there's enough weaponry there. That's going to drop the pit. Ult pop Zoe in a big spot here.
It's absolutely crunched. Zoe has the raise nade, but now she is found out. This is so difficult to retake into. But now the showstopper, Doug.
Not again, Zoe. Oh, she saw the TP. Waiting for the swing, daring the fight, and now position given away. Zoe on the other side, and again, heroics for EVO. Zoe does it again.
What a sick TP timing from Angle, though. I mean, talk about leaving it all out on the line. TPing all the way behind that showstopper. But yeah, Zoe has been just insane on this defensive side of Lotus. Actually, the bane of Catnappers' offense. And this time it wasn't on an Outlaw. It was pacey. Understanding that the timing, not allowing Catnappers to set up in that post plant and have an up down to hold. That double satchel was enough to close the gap and get there right before the Omen smoke popped up. Take out Sage. But now, it's going to be an A fight, and Sage has that ISO ult. But it misses barely. What?
Just off the mark, and now Zoe's going to fill in behind it. And oh
no.
my, oh my
This
goodness.
is insane.
Zoe is putting the team on their back.
It's a walking highlight reel right now. This is a ridiculous display of Raze on the defensive side. But
I've lost count of how many kills. 15 and 4 in 9 rounds.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous, and that's why we're seeing a timeout from the side of Catnappers. Things have just snowballed completely out of control. And remember what we were talking about, you know, when pressure like this is happening in the server, small mistakes are made, and there's certain players that step up to the plate. Zoe has most definitely stepped up to the plate, and I feel like Catnappers in general across the board have been making a lot of micro errors, right? I mean, missing that ISO ultimate is a prominent one. There was an audio cue of somebody on the orb, and it was just, what, a millimeter off of the mark?
Yeah.
These are mistakes that tend to only happen in high-pressure situations like this.
And those are the ones that hurt, man, because you know you had the plan there. It was a really good idea. You had the setup, and those minor miscues on execution are round deciders in spots like this. And so Catnappers call a timeout. Curious to hear your thoughts, Dre, on what the conversation looks like here.
I feel like they need to kind of play the rotations a little bit more. The Catnappers need to work the map more. They were finding a bunch of gaps, allowing that Vice to lurk all the way up towards A, or even get the bomb down for free towards A site. So, like, do your C default like you've been doing, and then rotate back over, because EVO are willing to give all of that space up and not keep any players there. But I'm not sure if Catnappers have identified that.
Seems like it's a lot of the same for Catnappers so far.
This time it's all 5 members here, though, so I think it's just going to be a C speed up.
Think about how good of a job Evolution have done at the push and pull of the rounds. There's presence. Okay, this obviously, as I call it out, Norabora might be overstaying. But Gabby is here to fill in the space that's been left behind. And Evo can do no wrong right now.
No, they can't. They absolutely can't. And they are so confident in this map of Lotus. Their map pick, maybe that is why.
I'm honestly, well, yeah, you're right. There might be a little bit behind this. Lilac cannot, and just succumbs to the pressure, the overwhelming pressure that is EVO. There have been so many kills on the side of EVO. I'm genuinely shocked that Prius has caught them all.
Yeah.
Surely, at this point, he's missed half of them. But the guys, I guess he's on one today. I don't know.
Hey, I mean, but hey, it's been the Zoe and Gabby show on this map of Lotus.
Oh, wait, that's true. It's not even hard. You're absolutely right. Just leave the cam on Zoe, and you're going to catch all the kills. Well,
like,
well said.
I think the most impressive thing about that last round was the fact that Norabora kind of just leaves the C site, and then Gabby just decides, okay, you're gone. I'm going to run in through water alone.
Yeah, with the Guardian and take 3.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's literally like I'd win mentality.
Yep,
Zoe,
and
high
now
ground, Rocket delivers, shield dealt with, no kill found.
I can't believe that Showstopper didn't connect on anybody there. I mean, that shield obviously taking most of it, but now Catnappers baiting that out. Good opportunity, but the proactivity from the other end of the map allows Gabby to get all of that space. Pretty obvious that front B is open here. That's why you see the Raze breach just holding it up down on that C walk-up. Catnappers are trying to work the map, but they're going to be ready for Gabby on this off angle, pushed up so far. This it won't matter because it will be a B hit, but now this allows for a flank. There's no ice wall on either end to deal with this.
Leaves a bit of a mess. Flash to smokes. 40 seconds left in the round. And as you were mentioning, Dre, A is not safe.
Yeah, and so much hesitation from Catnappers. The rotations be able to come into effect here shortly for EVO.
That's a big ult invested. That's a big rocket gone. That's a big shot from Gabby. And now you can feel the pressure coming in from the extremities. The flank is not safe. Catnappers have to dig their heels in here. They have to find success on C.
And look at the discipline, too. It's going to be a tap of a door trying to crunch iNico on this C area.
There's the kill miss that we all love to see. 2v2. Utility flushing them out, forcing them into taking these fights. And you haven't really been able to wake your way past this HUD. It's got 45 HP. Gabby's good for it again. Now, a 1v2. The stun not connecting, but it doesn't matter. A 4K for Gabby. Another round for EVO.
It's really impressive, the discipline that we're seeing from EVO and the layers behind this defense. Like, players in water and CT not running out right away to kind of flood out on the retake. And then just waiting to crunch everybody on C mound. This is some like high-level Valorant that we're seeing right now on this defensive side. It's honestly really impressive. I'm kind of stunned that we're seeing this level of play because considering how the way is going, sometimes teams let off the gas, right? And I mean, look at the plays that Gabby has been making, just running through water alone. You know, just kind of trying to take as many out as possible. This time, changing the pace and waiting and just using that team play to win the round.
I mean, I want to say Zoe has 15 kills. Gabby has 16 kills.
Yeah.
EVO, you know, you were talking about doing a lot of the little things correctly, and I do think that ultimately sets the stage for players like Gabby and Zoe to put up highlight reels as they have. And those are often where you can mess up, is in the execution that you were just highlighting. That's just been the calling card for Evolution this entire half.
Yeah, I will say Catnappers have done a good job of pushing off that A line this round, baiting out that Viper wall. So now the gas is kind of low on this front C orb. Maybe iNico can take a timing here. If they win the 1v1 against Norabora, that's a free C site. No support.
Remember how quickly Gabby was able to join the fold when we saw Norabora feeling a lot of this pressure just a couple of rounds ago. Nora vacates the space. Catnap. Oh, wait. You're scaling up really far here.
With tail ultimate as well. Being the entry with that would be disastrous. Oh.
Nova falls. And here comes Gabby. The stun is ready. Oh, early on the swing. Still gets a kill. And now the tail ult is in play. Gabby looking for a little bit more, pushing the pace. Lenora not far off. Zoe! Zoe with 3! The nades! Again, the utility so good! In Project A, shooting matters or something. I don't know. What? Zoe does it again!
What a crazy retake. Every single member just running it down spawn. But that fault line from Cloudsy was beautiful. Oh my goodness. Setting up the rest of the members to take those fights. And Catnappers tried to use their composition to disrupt the retakes, the floods. But it wasn't enough. They were losing the duels. They were losing the macro. Nothing was working for them on that attacking side of Lotus.
I mean, what a brutal half.
Yeah. Just extremely rough. But EVO's team play and the way that they maneuvered with those rotations and the confidence that they went into this first map of Lotus with, it's put them in such a good spot to close out their map pick. 11 to 1/2, near perfection. Now you're on the attacking side with that double controller, and you can really just maneuver around wherever you want. This is that reactiveness that I was talking to you about. This is the benefit of running the double controller, the Viper Clove comp. Wait and see the A fight. Let the other team use all their utility. Now you can show some presence towards C. Maybe you can get this retake on that A level area.
Dude, they even had the discipline to know that they had lost A main and not just contact out. They dump utility to flush someone out from half wall. Like,
it's been a masterclass so far.
Yep. They're even going to scale the right. Oh, they are going to proc the wall. Position now given away. You've seen Gabby has been set apart from the rest of the team, but you can still scale up into the site. You can still go take this water fight, and I don't know the Catnappers are ready for it. Nico has to take a step back. Nova getting 2 on the round. The site is theirs for the taking.
Yeah, it will be the spike planted for CT as well.
Spike
Nova
planted.
has those Mateo salvos coming up.
Last player standing.
A winnable 1v3. You take a look at the health. Never mind. Not winnable. I lied. EVO gets to map point. Catnappers, while they have a really cool name and a really cool logo, have really struggled on Lotus so far, Dre.
Yeah, it's difficult. The reactionary gameplay on the attacking pistol for EVO was the recipe for success. Understanding that Catnappers are going to probably show their hand, try to force the issue. It's kind of desperation times right now. Try to string anything along. Hope that you win the round before you get into those gunfights. But like you were saying, the discipline from EVO, it's just too good right now.
A really pedestrian 20-6 out from Zoe. Just another Wednesday or Thursday.
Right?
I don't know what day of the week it is. I'm not going to lie to you.
Another Monday.
Monday. Is it Monday? It is Monday.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Look at how slow EVO are approaching this, waiting for these pushes from Catnappers. It's a forced buy. It has to be. And EVO don't want to give away a single pick. Soon they're going to identify that C is weak, but if Gabby jumps the gun a little too early here, maybe she'll get punished, but the timing couldn't be more perfect.
Tries to snap on and land the first shot. A double dip is a little bit more than Gabby bargained for.
C is free.
And they can accelerate behind that. Yeah.
They pushed all the way into spawn last time. It's going to be Zoe again, who sees the shoulder but gets taken out by Sage.
That's two big ones. Make that three.
Spike planted.
Ah, not able to land the shield. Was forced into the fight. Again, things made uncomfortable. EVO down in numbers, but up in guns. Laura, just the
Player
sheriff.
standing.
And that might be enough. Weapon now upgraded. Cloudy can't convert in this 1v3. Gets one, but that's all it is. Catnappers stay alive.
Huge round from Sage in spawn. Getting a lot of those picks.
Map winning round from Sage, yeah.
Yeah, to keep your map hopes alive for sure.
Yeah.
This is still such an uphill battle though for the defense. Getting an eco round though puts EVO in a pretty promiscuous spot in terms of economy. But it looks like there's gonna be a force back. I mean, Zoe opting to go for a full armor Marshall. I wonder if that full armor will be dropped. No, they want to buy right back. So really trying to close this one off early on here. And all 5 members of EVO are going to fight this battle against Catnappers. But this ISO vulnerable is going to do some work.
This is where things get silly. The floor is lava and Zoe has found a window. The paranoia will cause problems though. An aid to delay. Zoe on the swing. How is Zoe staying alive? That's criminal.
Just a little bit of timidness from Angle there. Angle
Oh, and the spam in the smoke is what kills Zoe? What? Out of all that? Right. Okay. The wall goes down. Nova's there to get a little bit of damage done. Gabby's the only one left with something that's not a pistol.
Yeah, and the spike is down in such a bad spot too right now. Not a nuclear utility being used, but that fault line separates Laura.
Player standing.
Not gonna be enough. Catnappers, they had control of that A space, and
Super easy.
yeah, Angle wasn't too confident to take that fight onto Zoe. But I don't really blame him. I mean, the way that Zoe has been playing, yeah, you see Zoe get out of there and just base with 4. That's exactly what happened. Trades went in their favor. And now this is the real save buy now for EVO. 2 sheriffs, two sheriffs, a stinger. Light armor buys though.
Yeah, and honestly, given you could see in the purchase, they were considering bringing a little bit more into this round. They were mulling over a heavier investment, and that's where things get silly. So I honestly, I love this from EVO. Slow it down. If you can convert it on Thrifty, then great. But if not, all good. Don't force the matter any more than you have to. Meanwhile, Sage with the ult. Never in question. Gabby is dealt with.
Well fought.
And that's one of the guns down.
Now we get to see, what does the retake of Catnappers look like? Is it going to be disciplined like EVO's was? Or are they going to give away some free picks and get isolated? Spike has been planted. Those salvos are going to come back online. If Nova gets 1 kill, Armageddon becomes a problem. Salvos used to take control of water.
That nade will hurt. They have to swing out in front of it. That's exactly what Lilac does. With Sage's rifle over their shoulder, they can continue to push the matter. And yeah, it was just one though. Just one. And that's all it'll be. Catnappers get to 4. The gun should be now back the way of evolution. They're going to be able to purchase this. And note, Nova and Cloudsy both have their ults. Conventional wisdom suggests that the map ends this round.
Yeah, especially with the way that EVO have been conditioning certain things, right? They conditioned an A fight a couple rounds. Now they ended C. The map is really their oyster at this point. You can go anywhere. If you want to mix things up, you haven't really touched B at all. You could use that breach ult to secure that site. Use those salvos. Use the Armageddon. Especially if Zoe either gets an entry or maybe you default C, grab this orb. You get a Raze ultimate online. A lot of win conditions in their favor right now. You're absolutely right. Lilac is going to be the only one to try to disrupt this offense.
That's a little bit spotted. Now an understanding of where the Vice is.
Follow-up utility to gather that C mount info. But look at this proactivity front B.
Hang on, they're trying to provide a little bit of cover. And this time it's Sage. Whoever stays there, welcome. They thought they had Gabby done.
It was a team stun. Laura tried to even the numbers, but those ultimates didn't even have to be used, Doug.
Yeah.
This is like one of the most impossible 2v4s in Valorant. You have so much to deal with here. A breach ult, Armageddon, Showstopper. As soon as Zoe sees one person here, Showstopper should be a follow-up. Yeah, this is impossible for Angle.
Yeah, this 1v4.
Yeah, it's tough.
Oh.
Yeah, it's tough.
This is that yeah, that was a Valorant round. If I've ever seen one.